NMH highlights the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. The European Union and the Konrad-Adenauer-Stiftung announced on Tuesday the launch of the project empowering civil society organizations, women, youth and marginalized communities as equal partners in democracy. The government institution Pension Fund Board of Trustees this week maintained the appointment of Martin Inkumbi as a fund's CEO. The Walvis Bay Harbour was a hive of activity yesterday as hundreds of tourists disembarked from two luxury cruises, the Mary Queen II and the MSC Poesia, to explore the coastal towns and its hospitality. I'm Aina Kweo. You can follow all our programs on our website, which is called oneup2.com, or on DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. The Namibian Society of Composers and Authors of Music is hosting a local artist and music entrepreneurs this morning for the first NASCAM Open Day event of the year. The objective of the event is to update members of NASCAM's activities, initiatives, and to foster networking and collaboration among the organization and industry partners.
Give you a small background why we came up with this initiative. We have had our last special AGM last year in December, 9 December, where we discussed the issues, and unfortunately there was no numbers. And for this event, I think there is a higher number than the special AGM we had, probably because there is also other stakeholders. That's acceptable. But for this meeting, it's not really for the stakeholders, it's not only for the members, it's for the members and also stakeholders. Stakeholders for a reason that everybody sometimes, they all have the same questions, or they have questions which they cannot get answers to at the AGM. So members have expressed a lot of dissatisfaction in the past. Since I came on board, I've experienced dissatisfaction with members, stakeholders, and the dissatisfaction to me really is an expression to say we don't know what's going on. We are not having information. It is an indication, it is good indicator that somebody is not talking to the members, or the members are not on the same page with them.
After the break, we return with visual news. Stay with us.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act. In this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The Act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
The Queen Mary II is on a 29 days one-way from New York to Cape Town cruise. The itinerary started on the 3rd of January 2024 and ends on the 1st of February 2024. The MSC Poesia on a 115 days one-way from Rome to Southampton cruise, and their theme is Easter. The itinerary started on the 4th of January 2024 and will end on the 28th of April 2024. This video is courtesy of Shahid Saban. Namibian Sun leads us into the newspaper review segment on the other side after the break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Let's head into our newspaper review. The Government Institution Pension Fund Board of Trustees this week maintained that the appointment of Martin Inkumbi as the fund CEO towards the end of last year's above board, despite indications from as early as August 2022 that the former banking executive was earmarked for the job. The official announcement was made on the 29th of December 2023, over a year after Namibian Sun reported that the former Development Bank of Namibia boss was in line to take over as the head of the pension fund. A legal battle looms following the exhumption of remains by prospective gold miners Osino Resources. This is after the remains of Johannes and Godfriendin Outchab, as well as two of their children, were exhumed to make way for gold exploration at Okwayo Farm, 10 kilometers from Karibeb. Osino intends to conduct further exploration work on its Twin Hills project, which is recently sold to Dundee Precious Metals. The Outchab family, through their legal representative Norman Chombe, said the remains were exhumed without proper consultation. Moving over to Republican, the pump that extracts water from the Oldberg Aucas mine outside Grootfontein into the Omatako Canal has been broken for more than 3 weeks now. The canal, which conveys water from the mine to the Omatako Dam, provides water for farmers' livestock. However, the canal has been dry for 4 weeks as of tomorrow. Representative from NamWater informed concerned farmers that the pumps were supposed to be repaired by Monday, the 15th of January, and water would be available. A 15-year drought in the Kunene region has forced donkeys, dogs, goats, pigs, and people residing near the Opuo landfill to scavenge for food that has been disposed of. The landfill is a filthy eyesore to visitors, but to some residents it is the source of their daily meals. When Namibian Sun visited the landfill on the 15th of January, the day of the academic year commencement for public schools, a group of children of school-going age ran towards the car, hoping it was someone who had arrived to dispose the waste. Originally, the deadline was set for January the 24th, but now the public can submit their objections and comments within the scope of the environmental impact study for the planned uranium mining at Stamford and Leonardville unit in February on the 23rd. The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism announced this deadline extension late on Tuesday evening following a race against the time initiated by farmers, activists and opponents of the project starting on last Friday. The European Union and the Konrad-Adenauer-Stiftung announced on Tuesday the launch of the project empowering civil society organizations, women, youth and marginalized communities as equal partners in democracy. The project is endowed with the budget of approximately 15 million Namibian dollars and will run for 36 months from July 2023 to June 2026. In a joint statement, it is mentioned that the implementation of the project will be led by KS with the support of the Women's Action for Development. After the break, we return with more newspaper review, starting with the Namibian Sun.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive. I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My .NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Here is more newspaper review, and this is the Namibian newspaper. A number of employees from the Regional Council Disaster Risk Management Unit were arrested and are currently in police custody at Oshikango. Ohangwena Region Crime Investigation Coordinator Deputy Commissioner Zacharias Amakali said the theft occurred between the 29th of September and the 12th of December at a warehouse at Helao Nafidi. It is alleged that the suspects unlawfully and intentionally gained entrance into the warehouse and removed the cooking meant for drought relief. The Ministry of Works and Transport has made 40 million Namibian dollars available for the renovations of the Katutura Hospital, which the Ministry of Health and Social Services has reportedly delayed. Works spokesperson Julius Ngwetha yesterday said renovations has already begun at the hospital. He said the problem is that the Ministry of Health did not make any arrangements to shift patients to the other floors to make room for the renovations, and this is slowing down the progress. Walvis Bay Harbour was a hive of activity yesterday as hundreds of tourists disembarked from two luxury cruises, the Queen Mary 2 rather, and the MSC Poesia, to explore a coastal town and its hospitality. Various shuttles and other means of transport lined up next to the cruise liner to take the visitors to explore the coast. Eager tourists line up at the gates to buy souvenirs they could take back home as memories. Moving over to our next story, despite numerous challenges, the Okamatapati combined schools scooped the second position in 2023 NSCO regional ranking in the Ochonjo-Dupa region. Out of 26 learners who sat for the examination last year, 23 qualified to study at an institution of higher learning, whereas 14 qualified for AS level. Principal Benfred Uyanjipa Kapedi told New Era that despite many challenges facing the schools, the grade 11 performance speaks volumes. South Africa's rand and the pegged Namibian dollar firmed as a country's annual consumer price inflation eased for a second consecutive month. The rate for December comes in at 5.1%, down from 5.5% from previous months. The median expectation of Bloomberg survey of economists was 5.2%. South Africa's average consumer inflation last year is now calculated at 6%. That's lower than the 6.9% in 2022. At 6.47, the rand traded at 18 Namibian dollars against the US dollar, about a 0.2% stronger than it previously closed. By lunchtime, the currency traded at 18 Namibian dollars 87 cents against the greenback, but even though the inflation rate eased, it is now where South African Reserve Bank wants it to be. After the break, we return with economic news. Stay with us.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
In economic news this afternoon, Africa faces both opportunities and risks as a result of the sell-off on Chinese stock markets that is prompting a sizable fiscal and monetary response from authorities in Beijing. Investors are currently approaching Chinese markets with caution owing to an ongoing real estate crisis in the country, relatively slow growth, and worsening geopolitical tensions between China and the United States. Since peaking in 2021, more than 6 trillion in value has been wiped from the stock market in China and Hong Kong, while earlier this week China's benchmark CSI 300 index dropped to a 5-year low. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars 97 cents to 1 British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 54 cents gets you 1 euro, 18 Namibian dollars 86 cents gets you 1 US dollar. All market shares remain the same. That includes Namibia Breweries Limited, Namibia Asset Management Ltd, as well as First Rent Namibia Ltd. The local index still remains the same, while the overall index has dropped with 1.88%. 3 commodities have gone up, that is gold, copper, and Brent crude oil, while platinum has dropped with 0.25%. After the break, we shall return with news from Africa. Stay with us.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
A documentary by Uganda's Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known as Bobi Wine, titled "The People's President," has received a nomination at the 2024 Oscar. Bobi said the People's President is nominated for the Best Documentary Feature Film alongside 4 other documentaries, including Tunisian documentary Four Daughters. He said on X that it is such a humbling moment to see the Ugandan story make it to the Academy. In our next story, Tanzania's primary opposition party Chadema is gearing up for widespread protests to address concerns related to proposed electoral bills, the soaring cost of living, and delays in constitutional reforms. While police in the commercial city of Dar es Salaam have granted permission for the march, they have issued warnings against violence and incitement, according to local media reports. Chandema announced that the approved permission was secured through a consensus with the police, emphasizing the commitment to ensuring peaceful demonstrations. We'll take a look at our international news shortly. Deep frying and eating starched toothpick went viral on South Korean social media recently, leading to the country's food ministry issuing a health warning urging people to not consume the toothpicks. In this video clips showing people consuming the deep-fried starch toothpick with a seasoning such as spicy or cheese powder have ranked up thousands of likes and shares on TikTok and Instagram. Food coloring is used to impart a green hue to the toothpick made from sweet potato or cornstarch, which are seen as being environmentally friendly and biodegradable. Often used in restaurants in South Korea, they can also be used to pick up finger foods. After the break, we return with news from the world of sports. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
In local sports this afternoon, under the leadership of head coach Colin Benjamin, Namibia secured a spot in the last 16, joining South Africa and Angola as representatives from the COSAFA region. The Warriors advanced as one of the top 4 third-place teams and are now set to face Angola in a crucial clash on Saturday, vying for the coveted spot in the quarter-finals. Namibia's journey in the tournament began with a stunning 1-0 victory over Tunisia, marking the country's inaugural win in AFCON. However, a setback came in a form of a 4-0 defeat to South Africa, leaving them in need of at least a point from their final group match to progress to the knockout phase. The Namibian senior women's indoor hockey team faced setbacks with 2 consecutive defeats yesterday in the Hockey's 5 World Cup in Oman. The first clash saw Namibia pitted against the formidable United States squad, resulting in a 6-1 loss. The lone goal for Namibia was netted by Tara, undetected but facing a tough challenge. The Namibian squared off against Poland in their second match. Unfortunately, the outcome remained unfavorable, with Namibia succumbing to a 5-1 defeat. Jivanka managed to find the back of the net, providing a glimmer of hope of the local side. After the break, we return with the highlights. Stay with us.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
You might be physically ready, your body is ready, but mentally.
He has another chance and it is a goal from Vindo Kahan.
Zij sê wie is aan neertrekken. Hy bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat en is hy.
But just enough next.
So, we will be doing this for the mountain climber. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So, is jou trolley reg? Want
I love that. I love that. So then
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we
expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
Here are the highlights. Africa faces both opportunities and risk as a result of the sell-off on Chinese stock markets that is prompting a sizable fiscal and monetary response from authorities in Beijing. Deep frying and eating starch toothpicks went viral on South Korean social media recently, leading to a country's food ministry issuing a health warning urging people not to consume the toothpicks. And those have been your highlights. Remember to tune in every weekday at 1 o'clock to spend your lunch hour with the NMH at 1, catching up on the latest news in Namibia and the world. Good day.